It's 6:50. Welcome back. We all know that first responders like police, firefighters, and EMTs see a lot of terrible things when they arrive on the scene of tragedy. But journalists also see those events up close and sometimes experience them personally as well. There's a growing new field of counseling that helps them deal with these types of traumatic events. And with us this morning to talk about that is Dorie Griggs, a counselor who specializes in trauma and journalism. Dorie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is an emerging field of study. First of all, let me ask you, how did you become involved with this?
Well, it began actually before I started in seminary. I had several friends who were journalists. Neil Craig, who was here for years, very well-respected journalist. And I knew through their stories how difficult the work can be sometimes. So when I started doing chaplaincy work as a student and taking pastoral care classes, I realized that the same things that emergency rescue workers need, journalists could use as well.
Absolutely. Who else is involved in this kind of work? It's very new.
Yeah. Actually, the Dart Center for Journalism and Trauma, when I started this in the mid-90s, started my research, was the only group out there, and they're doing cutting-edge work with research and support for journalists and training.
Now, what obstacles are there to supporting journalists who cover these kinds of difficult stories that many of us cover?
Well, there are two obstacles that I deal with a lot. One is the news consumer doesn't realize how difficult it is. They pick up the newspaper, turn on the TV set, and just expect to be informed and don't give a second thought to the people who are risking their lives and safety to keep us informed.
Right.
So there's not a general support in the community for journalists as there would be for other first responders. And then two, the mental health stigma and asking for help, and the historic culture in the newsroom is to just stiff upper lip and keep going.
Yeah. You know, and for people who doubt that this is real, I've known journalists who've gotten out of the business after witnessing, you know, horrific stories, seeing pictures, just pictures of some of the stories that we've actually had to cover. What resources are available for journalists and others on this kind of a topic?
Well, for anyone who would like to educate themselves, the Dart Center website, dartcenter.org, there's some resources, a textbook by Dr. Roger Simpson covering violence, and then another study, recent study by Dr. Anthony Feinstein, published in a book called Journalists Under Fire.
And those are the books you brought with you?
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so how can folks find out more about the work you do, Dorie?
Well, if they could visit my website, DorieLGriggs.com, the links section of the website has resources, International News Safety Institute, the Dart Center, and other resources available.
Very good. Dorie Griggs, thanks for joining us, and we'll link your website to 11alive.com. Coming up, what you need